to return to the circle.
That's exactly right. We saw her throw against Iowa State, threw a couple of really good outings in that series.
And a called strike on the leadoff hitter Moffitt, who hits this one back to Bloodworth. Double clutch, throw to first, and there is one. Takes a couple of pitches for 2 balls, and
yeah, this game is really important for North Texas, especially trying to boost that RPI just a little bit going into the.
We don't have to win, sweep East Carolina. I don't think we have to, necessarily even win one in the American Athletic Conference. But if we don't beat Oklahoma State, then we will, in fact, probably need a lot of momentum coming out of Lawrence, Kansas. There's a walk and the first base runner of the day for the Mean Green.
North Texas coming off of a tough weekend against South Florida. That last game they played on Sunday, they put up 14 runs. Still ended up losing that game, but the Mean Green came back down 10 runs in the 5th inning to tie up and go to extra innings. So their offense feeling very confident coming into today. Soft
roller to Godwin. The runner will advance, but out 2 with a confident hitter at the plate now, batting .355 as a designated player. So the count 1-2 with 2 gone. A runner again at second base here for North Texas. So they get a runner in scoring position to start. But there's a strikeout for Riley Crandall, and the Cowgirls done with that.
For North Texas, she got the sole win for the Mean Green over USF last weekend through the whole seven innings. Gave up no earned runs. So coming off a super good outing.
When you look at the Mean Green, and you look at their pitching efforts on the season, as that one is hit to third, and
they really need to cut that down today. So we're going to see Anderson hitting the corners of the plate, trying to limit some walks there, but Talon Edwards doing a good job getting on base. Good teams, extra base runners that, yes, they're earning the walk, but it's kind of just a free runner for them and a really good opportunity for them to get someone into scoring position. And when you play a team like Oklahoma State, they're going to capitalize when they have free passes and free runners on base.
Up, but Rosie being very disciplined. So 5 pitches so far, 3-2 count, and Rosie has not swung at anything. Little off speed, pitched her backwards, and Hassler she saw it coming, and she can change the complexion of a game very, very easily. There's another off speed, and again Hassler this time off the plate chases that one. There's a strikeout, the first strikeout of the ball.
She got Hassler early in the count with the changeup, and then comes back and gets it again for the punch-out pitch.
So 2 gone with 2 on, and the 2-2. That one is hit softly. Second baseman back. Simon's there, calls everybody off. And both teams strand up. A chance to play, get back on the bus, and come back that night. It's inexpensive, and it's what a regional matchup is supposed to be, and that's what this has been. Here in our pink day, I should say, in Stillwater, as that one is hit, and coming on is Cheese. That's a shallow center shot.
This is kind of a tough time to play with the sun here at Cowgirl Stadium, and we saw some miscues with that a couple weeks ago against Iowa State. Just having a lot of trouble with the fly balls in the sun, and usually it's pretty windy. It's not today, luckily, but
another one hit. This one a little sharper.
When the pitcher falls behind in the count, those have been the 3 walks that we've seen so far, so definitely important to get ahead early.
Cheese, 1, 2, 3, makes 3 putouts in the top of the second. So now,
interesting.
You know.
The more you know.
That one is hit out to left field. Not moving at all is McNeamer. In all their sports, but they will rise up and have good years. 1 year in women's basketball, men's basketball. Football can be pretty good, as that one is just foul. Maybe that's Coach DeLong's connection, as he did coach in Oklahoma for several years. There's one, the shortstop, Wark, just to the Mean Green. Worsop hits that one to left. McNeamer will have to drift back just a little bit, but we're done. 6 batters retired in a row.
With the opposing offenses, but sometimes they need their offense to just put up a couple extra runs for them, and I think that inconsistency is what we've seen a lot of the season for the Cowgirls.
Yeah, the power has been there. Here's a young lady out of Del City in Asha Moore. But it's not as if they don't have the offensive firepower. Their problem is they've just given up too many runs with the extra bases. Not necessarily all the hits they've allowed. It's just all the extra bases that come in as Tim will come in and call Rosie Davis.
I think a slight advantage here throwing Crandall because North Texas didn't get to see Riley Crandall in that first matchup. It was just Katie Coots and Ruby Malin who threw that game. So
2 gone, and she hits that one into the dirt. And it feels like her fastball's gotten faster since that first inning.
Crandall really just dealing right now, trusting her stuff, trusting her spin, and just getting a lot of easy outs from this North Texas offense.
Well, Cheese had 1 put out the first time these two teams played. She's already got 4.
Vertically and horizontally, if you will. Just Anderson, a great at-bat. Love the way she's competing ever since that first inning.
That one is fouled off as we go back to the top of the order. Something happened here in the bottom of the third. There's Cheese laying one down, showing that speed, and that's what she did on the West Coast, and she's done well this year as well for Oklahoma State. For Cheese on the season, way ahead in the count here at 3-0. You talked about that righty-righty matchup. Bit of a struggle here, though, with Talon Edwards.
As a lefty coming up to the plate, you're definitely going to want to try to sit back, hit something opposite field.
Simon turned her hips, was going to try to turn to.
I think that last play shows the importance of speed on the base paths because Delgadillo being able to just run hard to second base and prevent.
Batting .404 with runners in scoring position. She did, I don't know if she had the green light or not, but she knew it was a ball 4 and took it. And now the Cowgirls have runners at first and second, but 2 out with a dangerous Amanda.
Hassler keeps biting at that changeup from Anderson. If I was her, I would just keep throwing it.
Absolutely, and that one off the end of the bat. Right back to Anderson, the flip to first in time. And so the Cowgirls strand 2 more.
Super fun to watch.
Riley McNeamer walked tonight. You know, he started his career at Cache, Oklahoma, as a head coach. He went to Lawton Mack in 20. But I do believe that he had a young lady that had 21 strikeouts in a ball game, which obviously is the most number of outs you can get in a 7-inning game. As that is flared into right field, and Tim gets that. And
the next year.
That's right, yep.
But yeah, I remember that being.
Now, she didn't face 21 batters. It was more than that, if I remember correctly. But she struggles, have retired 8 straight since that walk to McNeamer in the first. And that one is hit to Cheese. 1 put out in the first game. She's got 5 of them here in game number 2. Runners in scoring position. The Cowgirls 0 for 4 and North Texas 0 for 2. That one is hit sharply, and that's going to be in there for the first hit of the ball game for North Texas. And it will be a double for Conley. She's all smiles at second.
Yeah, I love how Conley just waited back on this pitch, low in the zone, but still able to get around on it, drive it deep in the left field, and get the hitting started for North Texas. I love how
2-out opportunity, and both teams with 1 hit in the ball game. Here's the 2-2. That one is hit sharply, foul past Talon Edwards. That one is hit. Rosie Davis over, bobbles it, still able to get there and get the put out as it comes up her arm, off the chest, back in the dirt.
Hitting our pitch selection and timing, and everyone's always like, oh, is my swing good? How's my swing on that? But it's like, if you're not swinging at good pitches and you're not on time, you're not going to hit anything. And the Cowgirls struggling with the pitch selection this year a lot.
And Tim lays down the bunt, and she is safe with the bunt single, and the Cowgirls. That's exactly right. And again, here's a look at the
field of safe is upheld.
If I was playing defense with Claire Tim up to bat, I would have been very shallow, expecting a bunt in that situation with a runner on first base.
And I would completely agree. You just wanted to get your opinion on it as that one is hit. And that's going to be a bloop into center field, and they're going to be juiced here in the bottom of the 4th. That's going to be a single. As she hits that one, gets it past the shortstop. That's an RBI single. And the Cowgirls draw blood first here in the bottom of the 4 RBI home run. Instead, rips it back up the middle, and that is going to be a double play, but it will score a run, and there will be 2 gone.
I agree. I think they're seeing the ball well on the sides of the plate, not swinging anything really in the river, and just like you said, the changeup maybe, but they're getting it done so far.
Cheese draws the 5th walk of the night for Oklahoma State, and she will still second. And that is her 2nd stolen base of the ball game. Graff stays at 3rd, so now the Cowgirls have runners at 2nd and 3rd. Back in scoring position for Talon
Edwards. You can tell not looking to swing at that off-speed pitch. Both of those 2 pitches, she just let go, no problem, not even looking for it. But so you definitely don't expect her to swing 3-1 if she comes with the changeup again.
And the bases are loaded again for the 2nd time. Kaylee Smith is now up throwing for North Texas. I think they're trying to keep the Cowgirls off balance as to who's going to be the first relief pitcher, as the Cowgirls also have some relief bullpen work going on. I think that was Kyra Aycock. And there's one that bounces into Rosie Davis for ball 1. That one is hit. It's going to drift foul, but it's going to stay fair, and it is going to be caught. Nice play by Simon as she was able to. So they need to mount. They need to stack a few wins up here in the last 4 or 5 opportunities. There's a bunt, and the Cowgirls do not get there in time. Rosie Davis came over way late. She was calling for the ball as the shadows start to befall here. That one is popped up, and Talon Edwards calls everybody out. And Nicholson pops out to 3rd.
At the very end would just really help them cement a spot for the selection committee.
3 wins over top 25 teams, including Texas Tech. That is hit right, and it'll drift out of play. Hit the light pole, in fact, will come back in play. That is all gone, and there's ball 4. Good AB right there for Moore.
Really good at bat from Moore, just competing. Is Katie Coots with only 60 innings. North Texas did see her in their last matchup. She threw a couple of innings, didn't give up any hits or runs, got 3 strikeouts. So pitched well against them last time and looking to do the same today. Only a couple innings left, and just
talk about the difference from Riley to Ruby and how hard that is as a pitcher to go from one, or a batter to go from one of those pitchers to the other. As there's a strikeout, she's got it first in the ballgame. Obviously, it's hard.
Ruby Malin coming in right away, getting a strikeout. Like, I would say distribution of their pitches. Ruby Malin mostly drop. And changeup are her strongest, and then Crandall throws a lot of rising curve.
McNeamer was in that pressure situation as a freshman, struck out, but coming back in the top of the order is Moffitt, and Moffitt 2-1 here in Stillwater. Much different than before. There's a strikeout, and back to 2 out of 3 batters going down. But got a little bit of work to do as there's a deep ball, deep shot, and it is over the wall. Bearpaw ran into the wall and sound the horn. The Cowgirls, Amanda, with a touch 'em all home run. That ball, Hassler.
That just shows the strength of Amanda Hassler, just muscling this ball out into right field. I was so surprised.
This is a young lady that really needs to get on track for Oklahoma State.
Yeah, Carly Godwin just had an outstanding freshman year here at Oklahoma State, and this year struggling a little bit. There have been times where she's been lights out and hitting the ball super hard, just like she did on that pitch. And I think someone they're going to need going into postseason to really just heat up.
Time for that as Tim is 1 for 2. And Savage pitched against the Cowgirls the last time.
She threw a couple innings last matchup against the Cowgirls, gave up a couple innings of work, only 1 strikeout, so didn't have her best stuff that last time, but she is that steady ace for North Texas, so I like.
Was safe at first. We had the review, and she was clearly safe as that ball gets by the catcher Moffitt. Not trying to move anybody over now. Now she's in a situation where she can try to score someone, and that one gets by Sparks, and that will score Godwin. And another single, this time an RBI single for Claire Tim, who has back-to-back hits for Oklahoma State. And the pass ball allow Godwin to get in scoring position, so that single scored one. So only one on, but a couple more across. And Michaela Wark lays down the bunt. Another runner in scoring position for Oklahoma State as Claire Tim will.
Any younger players listening, please work on your bunting and just make that something that you can get really good at and that your coach feels confident giving you the bunt sign, because 100% Megan Bloodworth having an outstanding season, her senior season, just has been outstanding in the 9-hole, continuously turning the lineup over, having really good at-bats. And so it's tough as a batter trying to catch up to that velocity, especially after facing Anderson, who does throw a little bit slower in the mid-60s.
This one is chopped to Sparks. Sparks makes the throw to first, and the Cowgirls are going to score 2. Again of Simon. The Cowgirls quit too. They were buying it as well. That's a good lesson to play it all the way through, 100%.
Right?
100%. There's a big cut and a strikeout. That's the second strikeout for Conley in the ball game. And
the toughest part about hitting off of her.
The 0-2 throws that one outside.
Confidence boost, I think, for the whole team, and especially Ruby Malin, just knowing she's probably not going to have to throw as many innings as she was.
It was not her run that she allowed. She's had 3 strikeouts since, and now the count is 3-2 here to Bear Paw.
And credit to Bear Paw.
That one is foul tipped into the glove of Hassler for another strikeout, and the Cowgirls get out of the top 6.
Innings, racking up a 4.0 ERA, so not bad as a freshman in just a few innings. So a good opportunity for her to come in against a ranked opponent, see what she can do, and see if she can throw them off a little bit.
Moffitt has to come up, and that one gets over the top of her glove, and that's pretty good on the GPA. That one is hit into center field. Sliding over is Nicholson, and Edwards will tag up and advance. Big cut by Schneidmiller on the 3-1, missed, and she takes ball 4. There's walk number 9 to your point.
Savage over there in the bullpen trying to work on a couple of her pitches and just dial it in a little bit more and maybe come back into this game.
In this game, 9 by Oklahoma State, and that one is hit sharply into the gap. That one is to the wall, off the top of the glove of Bear Paw, and the Cowgirls.
Too deep and a little bit out of her reach.
So Claire Tim comes right back. That one is going to be a shot into McNeamer, and the Cowgirls are going to tag up to get their second run. So they scored 2 in the 4th. Indeed it has, and Cowgirls now with a 6-1 lead. Throw down, but he's been able to do that, but that's what they're trying to do, is get some consistency. What a catch! What a hit! What a better catch! Nicholson robs a home run. What a play out in center field by North Texas. That is an incredible grab.
Yeah, Nicholson dropping back on this pitch, jumping over the fence.
There is constant conversation being had between Kenny and Carrie and Vanessa, Coach DeLong, his staff. There is so much conversation you really don't know goes on unless you're sitting out there.
Yeah, and it's so important, especially for the catcher, to communicate with the pitching coach, because the pitching coach oftentimes is the Sparks' eyes, her eye level, her vision, and then comes back with that drop ball and able to get the strikeout.
Yep. That one misses outside, and North Texas has only left 4. And 4 consecutive strikeouts for Ruby Malin as they get the throw down, as that got by Schneidmiller, but she makes the throw, and out number 2.
Tonight coming back, going up 6-1 right now, just been very dominant for them.
I've outscored them 16-3 to this point, and there is a hit for McNeamer. And the catcher Moffitt trying to keep North Texas hopes alive. 4 batters. A little single after the hit by pitch, but she has been very, very good, and she ends this with a strikeout. So Ruby Malin makes her mark on this one. 7 strikeouts in the ball game. Oklahoma State's going to win it 6-1.
They come in, take their walks, move runners over, do the little things right, get a lot of singles. They pitched very well. Crandall, just a great midweek game for them, giving them some momentum going into their senior weekend against Utah, and then also the Big 12 tournament.
Terrific win. The Cowgirls got lots of contributors. Amanda